All right, there's a couple of connections you're going to have to make when you get to your site, and that's your water and your electric. Okay, most of our campers are 30 amp, but there might be a 50 amp here and there that we get as we have inventory rotating every now and then. So it's your responsibility to make sure that your campsite or your connection can accommodate a 30 or 50 amp based on your selection. Now there will always be two things for those connections. For the water connection, you're going to have a water hose, and on that water hose you're going to have a water pressure regulator. Make sure that water pressure regulator gets used. For your electric, you will also have a surge protector. Make sure that surge protector gets used. There may also be a 30 to 15 amp adapter. That's when we plug up here at our storage, which has a normal 15 amp, which is like your household adapter. But to get the proper use out of the camper, you'll want to have either that 30 or 50 amp connection, depending on what type of connection the camper has. That's going to make sure that it works correctly. Times you may not have an electrical connection. You may be using a generator. Make sure that your generator can power the camper. Again, we do not guarantee how a camper will work if you're not using it on a 30 or 50 amp. If you decide to plug it in at your house, or you use a generator that cannot power it all the way. Now, surge protector is going to vary. You'll have big ones, you'll have just small yellow ones, but they're all surge protectors, and they're all going to have some kind of display using lights, and it's going to have a I guess you would call a diagram there of what the lights mean. Make sure that you get the good, when you plug it up at your site, that you're getting the good indicators that show that it's a good connection. If there's anything else there, you need to get with park staff or the site staff and let them know that you're getting a bad connection here per the surge protector. Okay, do not plug into something that is not giving a good connection and insist that they either fix it or put you somewhere else, because that can cause damage to the camper, especially if you're plugging it in right away and it's giving you anything but a good connection. As mentioned, there's a couple of different ways to connect water to the camper. Well, actually only one way to connect water, but a couple of different ways to supply water, I guess I should say. You'll see the terms, and most of them will be labeled. Most RVs are going to be labeled with city water connection or fresh water connection. City water connection is just, you have a faucet, you're going to use a water hose, you're going to turn on that faucet, keep it on the whole time. And then anytime you turn on the faucet inside the camper, you're going to have water. The freshwater connection is a little misleading. There's no connection. You're just, that is a usually screw top that you're removing, and then you're just putting a water hose in there. It does not connect. You're just going to hold it there, and it's going to fill the water tank up. Once it's full, which you can determine either by looking at the meters inside, going in and taking a look to see when it gets full, or most RVs are going to have a overfill valve underneath where you'll hear water starting to spill out. All RVs are going to have a drain underneath with some sort of valve to drain the freshwater tank. So be aware of those things. It doesn't take long to fill up a water tank. It's not instant. You're going to be there a few minutes. And the other thing to know is you'll also know when it's full, because some of them, if they're the type with the cap that screws on and you hold the water hose there, next to that fill up, they'll have a little vent, and once it gets full, water will start spitting out of that vent. Now that can be, again, if you're holding that water hose tight in there and it creates a vacuum, you'll start getting that spit out a little early and it's not actually full. But just check to see. But that's how those connections work. And in some cases, the freshwater connection, which is the tank, right? Most of them are going to look like I said, like a screw cap, but some of them are going to look like that city water connection, where you actually screw in a water hose and start filling it up. So just read the terms there, and if you have any questions, just ask.